York. I move. I must admit. I move. I must admit.
What's happening?
I move. I must admit. I move. I must admit.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Fifth Avenue Coffee Talk. My name is Christine Caterbeck and I am a Redken regional educator. And yes, you have tuned into Fifth Avenue Coffee Talk. So I have a new coffee mug and thanks to my husband. My husband got that for me. I know it kind of reads backwards, but it does say it says Fifth Avenue Coffee Talk. And so good morning, Jerry, or wait a second, I should say good afternoon, Jerry. So I don't know about you guys, but even though it is sweltering hot outside, I still drink my coffee. And my husband laughs at me, but yeah, gotta have my coffee. So if you're joining me, I hope that you have the opportunity to get yourself a cup of coffee and put your feet up and just relax for a few moments. And we're actually going to talk about Shades EQ and how we can utilize it for color correction. So how many of you, by thumbs up, how many of you would say that you do color correction on a daily basis? Or what's the first thing you think of whenever you do a color correction? Go ahead and type it in down on the bottom. Go ahead and comment. So I don't know about you, but when I think of color correction, my mind automatically goes to that really long, drawn out service, right? That person that is coming in and they're a level 2 home boxed hair color and they want to be silver or platinum blonde, right? You know, that's typically where my mind goes. Would you be surprised if I told you that we, as colorists, we do corrective color every single day behind the chair? And what that might look like is when was the last time that you had somebody come in that had zero color on their hair? Completely virgin head of hair. Yeah, I can't remember the last time, right? And when we do have that person that has no color on their hair, you know, we typically will show them off to everybody. It's like, hey, look, you know, I have a blank canvas here. And so we get really excited whenever we have somebody that we're going to do color on the first time. Good afternoon, Leanne. So when I say that we do color correction on a daily basis, it's because basically everybody that comes and sits in our chair, they have color on their hair in one form or another. It might be highlights, it might be color that they chose to do themselves or color that we did previously, and maybe they're not liking the tonality of it and what have you. So we need to make adjustments, right? So Shades EQ Gloss and Shades EQ Cream is absolutely perfect whenever we're doing color correction behind the chair. Now, me personally, I like Shades EQ Gloss because it has a much more translucent finish, and the Shades EQ Cream is a little bit more opaque, right? Both Shades EQ Cream as well as Shades EQ Gloss are 100% ammonia-free, acidic, demi-permanent color lines. And so the shine that is left behind and the condition that is left behind on the hair is absolutely fabulous. So when would I choose which one? Okay, so if you think about it, let's think about what comprises Shades EQ Gloss and what comprises Shades EQ Cream. So our Shades EQ Gloss is comprised of both direct dyes as well as oxidative dyes, whereas our Shades EQ Cream is 100% oxidative dyes. So whenever we're talking color correction, say example, we're going to do some fills, the choice that we have between the cream and the gloss, I would tend to go to the gloss. The reason being is those direct dyes. because those direct dyes, they will actually help us. Because those direct dyes on somebody who is lifted, let's say a Beyond Blonde, okay, they're lifted to a Beyond Blonde, those direct dyes are actually going to give us a little bit of staining on the cuticle, on the hair shaft itself, and so that is actually going to aid in creating that fill for our end result. Now, if we're wanting to maybe cancel out a specific tone, say, for instance, we're going to be doing a refresh. Hi, Terry. Good afternoon. We're going to be doing a refresh, and we want to maybe neutralize out some of the tone that we got going on zones 2 and 3, then Shades EQ Cream would be an awesome choice. Okay, because the cream itself, like I said, it's still 100% acidic, and the finish is a little bit more opaque, so that would be great. Hi, Joshua, how are you? So, yeah, right? Shades EQ Gloss is, to me, I don't think I could color hair without it. But when we utilize Shades EQ Gloss for correction, there are some certain rules that we need to follow. So let's say, for instance, we're going to do some fills. Hi, Allison. Rule of thumb, okay, is your last and final fill needs to be within 1/2 to 1 level lighter and warmer than your end result. Okay, so would we ever need to, say, fill more than once? If I had somebody who is a Beyond Blonde, let's say they're a level 12, right? That's a Beyond Blonde, right? And let's say they wanted to go down to, say, maybe a level 5, right? Would we fill once? Type in your answer. Would we fill twice? Would we have to fill 3 times? Right? Okay, so let's figure this out. Okay, so here we have a blonde. She's Beyond Blonde, level 12, right? And she wants to go down to a level 5. So typically, whenever we follow the rules, right, the rules say that we need to be within 1/2 to 1 level lighter and warmer than our end result for our final fill. But if we were to go from, say, a Beyond Blonde level 12 down to, say, like a level 6, the hair can still look very, very hollow, right? So we want to do this in steps. The next rule is to fill in increments of 2 levels. So we would start at our level 12, our Beyond Blonde. We would take them to a level 10. Then we would take them to a level 8. Then we would take them to a level 6. After that level 6, then we could go in with our final formula to create the level 5 that the guest is desiring. Now, would that be kind of maybe a little costly for our guest? Yeah, a little bit. So we could take it and we could do it in steps. We could create a hair plan for our guest. That way, this hair plan, it gets them gradually to where they're going, and it helps on their pocketbook, if you will, or on their wallet, right? So I don't know about you guys, but when I was in school, fills were comprised of replacing orange and red. Throw up some hearts if that's what you learned when you were in school, or give me some thumbs up in your emojis down there if that's what you learned when you were in school, that you always had to replace or turn somebody really super orange, red orange, in order for that tonality to look really nice, right? Well, that's how I learned. Would you also not agree that today we are creating some very unnatural tonalities, right? I mean, we're seeing pink, we're seeing blue and green and unicorn hair. We're seeing varying colors within there. So if we were going to fill somebody's hair and they wanted more of an unnatural end result, would we necessarily use a natural filler, right? So basically what I'm getting at is, yes, there are many, many different fill formulas out there, right? I know, for example, if I were to fill, like, even myself, and I wanted to go to, say, like a natural brown, right? And I would have to, but I wanted to be a cool natural brown. If I used red and red orange to, you know, put those tonalities back in that I'm missing, if I wanted a cool end result, at best, I'm probably going to get more of a natural result. So our toners have changed over time as well. And so a good way to think of your toner, there again, is that it needs to be at least one family warmer than your end result. So what I mean by that is, when you open up our shade charts, all of Redken's shade charts go from cool to warm. So if you have somebody that wants to be more a natural, okay, which is going to kind of fall here, we could potentially fill them with one level warmer or one family warmer than our desired end result. So there's a bunch of different ways, a bunch of different formulas that you can create. Now, Redken has a class which I absolutely love. It's called, I know this is kind of backwards, but it's High Voltage Blondes. In our High Voltage Blondes class, we cover all of this information. We cover all of the steps on correcting blonde hair, and we also give you, let me try and match that up, there we go. We also give you some different formulations, right? What I love about this is it gives us the target level, it gives us the undertone at that level, and then it gives us whether we want a warm, a natural, or a cool end result, and then it gives us the formulation for that fill. So if you haven't had the High Voltage Blondes class yet, I highly recommend it, because whenever we think of blondes, blondes are probably about 50% of our clientele. And it's the service that is most asked for in the salon is blonding. And so most definitely the High Voltage Blonde class is a phenomenal class. So if you have any questions regarding utilizing Shades EQ gloss or cream for color correction, most definitely reach out. You can type in any of the comments. I will always read every single comment that comes across, and I will most definitely answer them. And if this is something that you would like to see more of, most definitely let me know. Type that into the comments as well. If you have any other questions, you can reach out to me via social media. You can instant message me, or you can go through Messenger and reach out to me in that way as well. So, well, I hope all of you guys are going to enjoy your weekend. This is going to be a really hot weekend by me. 4th of July is next week. I hope you guys have a great 4th of July. And until next time, most definitely have a cup of coffee on me. So I will see you soon. And like I said, don't forget, if you have any questions, make sure you type them out in the bottom, and I will respond directly. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. So we'll see you soon. Bye.